Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We are talking about spring allergies, and spring allergies can really be difficult for Washingtonians. Whenever someone moves to Washington and they develop allergies, I just say, welcome to the area, because this is Washington. We have a ton of deciduous trees. That means those leafy trees out there. And oak tree pollen alone, just the oak tree pollen, accounts for 50% of our tree pollen in the air. Our early pollinators, which start around March or even towards the end of February, are trees like cedar, cypress, juniper, elm, and maple. And then as the season goes on, we get other trees in the mix like oaks and birches and ash trees. And it's difficult because if you do not get your allergies under control early in the season, then your symptoms can just snowball. So it's always easier with an allergic reaction to try and control it early on rather than later on, because the symptoms and your reaction can continue to grow. So what happens is in the beginning of the season, we have those early pollinators, then we get to the birches and to the oaks, and then in late May, we get to the grasses. So spring is all sorts of pollen in the air. And so it's really important to start your medications actually before the onset of the season. If you have not started your meds, don't worry, it's never too late. We want you to start them now to try and get your symptoms under control. And if you don't know what to take, or if the if the over-the-counter meds are just too overwhelming in terms of what to choose, certainly you want to let us know so we can help guide you through that, because there are so many meds that are over the counter now, whether it's antihistamines like Claritins or Tecalegra, or nasal sprays like Flonase or Nasacort, or eye drops like Pataday or Zaditor. There's a ton of over-the-counter medications to choose from. And so we really like to talk with you about your plan to help get you on a good plan for the season to control your symptoms. The other thing to think about is if your symptoms are so bad that you can't get them under control with medication, we would think about allergy shots. Allergy shots are when we try to desensitize you to the things in the air that are triggering you. It is a long therapy, it's a commitment, but it's the only therapy that we have that's what we call disease modifying. The medications are a Band-Aid, but the allergy shots, which is also called immunotherapy, is a way to get to the root of the problem. So we are here for you this spring. This spring will probably feel a little worse in terms of pollen than last spring, than 2020. And that's actually because during the spring season of 2020, because of COVID, people actually were not outside as much as they are usually. So usually people are outside walking around, walking to the bus stop, sitting on the bus with the windows open, going to recess, playing tournaments outside all weekend. We didn't have any of that last spring. So what we saw was actually not as many symptoms last spring. But this spring, as the world starts to open up a little more, we do expect that we will see an uptick in symptoms. So if you need us, we're here for you. Just let us know. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.